Read The Adventures of Captain Underpants of This Way America. You're not recording me.
Captain Underpants.
Okay. George and Harold. Meet George, Beard, and Harold Hutchins. George is the kid on the left with the tie and the flat top. Harold is the one on the right with the t-shirt and the bad haircut. Remember that now. I better show you. George and Harold were best friends. They had a lot in common. They lived right next door to each other. They were both in the same 4th grade class at Jerome Horwitz Elementary School. George and Harold were usually responsible kids. Whenever anything bad happened, George and Harold were usually responsible. But don't get the wrong idea about it. George and Harold were actually very nice boys, no matter what everybody else thought. They were good, sweet, and lovable. Well, okay, maybe they weren't so sweet and lovable, but they were good nonetheless. It's just that George and Harold each had a silly streak, a mile long. Usually that silly streak was hard to control. Sometimes it got them into trouble. And once it got them into big trouble. But before I can tell you that story, I have to tell you this story. Treehouse Comics Incorporation. After a hard day of cracking jokes, pulling pranks, and causing mayhem at school, George and Harold liked to rush to the old treehouse in George's backyard. Inside the treehouse were 2 big old fluffy chairs, a table, a cupboard crammed with junk food, and a padlock crate filled with pencils, pens, and stacks of paper. Now, Harold loved to draw, and George loved to make up stories. And together, the 2 boys spent hours and hours writing and drawing their very own comic books. Over the years, they had created hundreds of their own comics, starting dozens of their own superheroes. First, there was Dogman, then came Timmy, the talking toilet. And who could forget the amazing Cow Lady? But the all-time greatest superhero they ever made up had to be the amazing Captain Underpants.